To the Moon crypto game review. Tamadoge now on App Store and Google Play. To the Moon was the third game to launch in the Tamadoge ecosystem shortly after two big hits, Doge and Super Doge, and followed by two more, Tama Blast and Tamadoge Run. All are now also available on the App Store and Google Play. Like its predecessors, the To the Moon crypto game is set in a 2D environment with simple, addictive gameplay mechanics. The player has to bounce and reach the moon while collecting points. But this basic mechanic is difficult to master, which makes earning points during your gameplay sessions all the more worthwhile. In this To the Moon review, we assess this game based on its gameplay, fun factor, tokenomics, and team to see if it has what it takes to bring non-crypto gamers to the blockchain gaming space. Play To the Moon. What is Tamadoge? A brief look into a Memecoin Metaverse. Tamadoge began as a presale back in 2022, shortly after the start of crypto winter. But the project's UTIs and marketability gave it enough mileage to make it one of the best presale cryptos of the year, as it surpassed Ethereum's ICO by raising $19 million in record time. The secret of this success can be attributed to its marketing and aesthetics. Tamadoge calls itself a play-to-earn Dogecoin, the first token to give proper UTIs to Memecoin. The project aims to create a Tamaverse, a metaverse that will feature its Tamadoge NFTs and much more. Tamadoge NFTs are the key to the Tamadoge ecosystem. They are NFTs that players can buy as small pets from the Tamadoge marketplace for now, its OpenSea page, and then raise them and put them to battle against other Tamadoge pets. The entire Tamadoge ecosystem is also powered by Tama tokens. Tama is an ERC20 token holders use for transactions within the Tamadoge ecosystem and a rewards token for players of the Tamadoge games. Other than powering the P2E ecosystem, Tama tokens became a hit because of the lack of transaction tax. Tamadoge devs have full faith in their ecosystem to generate a sustainable economy. A crucial element in making Tamaverse a reality is the Tamadoge arcade. The arcade gives people the first look into their Doge moving and interacting with the ecosystem. And now that all the 5 games have dropped, people will have a better view of how the Doge-based Metaverse will look when it is rolled out. While having the same aesthetics as its predecessor, the To the Moon crypto game is doing many things differently to make it more appealing to those looking for hard games to play. Read on as we deep dive into this game's various features. To the Moon crypto game review. To the Moon is a 2D vertical platformer where the player's goal is to jump up from platform to platform while collecting points and avoiding falling. It has the same gameplay mechanics as the classic game Sonic Jump while retaining its own identity. In this section, we will touch upon the different aspects of the gameplay, graphics, sounds, and earning mechanics to see if blockchain space finally has a game that will bring more people to crypto gaming. Graphics. A crypto game should look visually impressive, even if the game is set in a pixelated 2D environment. It should have enough artistic appeal to make the gameplay feel more fun. We are happy to report that this game's pixelated aesthetics are a sight to behold. While this game doesn't have enough colors to compete with the likes of Blasphemous or Hollow Knight, there is enough variety here to make the experience enjoyable. The entire game is set in a desert, so you know that light brown colors are the main theme at least when you first hop off the ground. Once you are up in the air and jumping from one platform to the next, you are met with a blue backdrop highlighting the sky. And as you go higher, you will see the sky turning darker and stars being revealed. It is little things like this that speak about the effort the team has put into the presentation with the limited resources that were available to them. However, do keep in mind that these graphic inputs are basic. Devs have kept the graphics of this game simple so that it has to give maximum enjoyment to players who want to get in on the gameplay. Gameplay. You bounce up and try to reach to the moon. With such a simple gameplay premise, it is easy to believe that things will run out of steam after a while and you will start to get bored. But we didn't find any of that with To the Moon. This vertical platform has you move vertically and from platform to platform. You have to be precise with your directional keys because not all platforms you will find will be wide. Some platforms cover only a single block, some are moving, and some are made from soft sand that you have to bounce off from quickly, or you will fall. You have to maintain your footing on the platforms while ensuring that you don't fall. That's what makes this challenging. This simple game has you multitasking across the playing field, meaning you must be laser focused when playing it. What makes this game even more difficult is that you may sometimes have to focus on managing yourself on the platform rather than collecting points because they are so far apart. And when you fall, you fall. The platforms disappear as you move up, and the screen is scrolled down. It means that you mustn't think that missing a jump will help you land on the platform that you previously missed. Another form of the challenge comes from the types of obstacles you will face when you jump on the platforms. We couldn't count the number of times we landed on what we thought was a safe platform, only to find that we had landed on a grenade that dropped us from the platform. We were impressed by the challenging aspects of this game. Its controls, with their easy-to-learn but difficult-to-master approach, had us on our toes while going through our gameplay sessions. On the negative side, however, the To the Moon crypto game can be difficult at points. We had to be precise at every step, and sometimes the coins were far away from the platform, which made it difficult to collect them. And as mentioned, we had to pick between picking the coins or jumping onto the next platform. Collecting the coins is important from a gameplay aspect as well, as that will push your Doge upwards faster to reach harder to get to platforms. However, one can think of it as a strategy where failing is how you win. You can collect the coins but fall down, but your character will still accumulate points. That is a great approach to go with. However, if you happen to be a completionist like us who wants to test their platforming mettle, jump carefully and be patient. Don't be afraid of losing a few points on your first climb. Sound. After experiencing similar soundtracks in the last two games in the Tamadoge arcade, we thought we wouldn't hear any new sounds, but To the Moon surprised us. No longer will you hear synth music with high-octane undertones getting you pumped up to play, for To the Moon has switched for an upbeat soundtrack capturing the bouncing mechanic of the gameplay. It is almost rhythmic, as we found that jumping onto platforms while following the sound was delightful and even helpful. Overall, we like the vibe of the game. Graphics are simple but charging. The gameplay is challenging, and the fact that you have to be on your toes as you move up the platforms is something we really appreciate. Upgrades like magnets are a great help, especially when you are collecting coins. That said, this game is hard sometimes. So, make sure to take your time and read the tutorials before you press the space button to start playing To the Moon. Play To the Moon. What is Tamadoge Arcade? Tamadoge's envisioned metaverse is still far away, but we need something to see our Tamadoge pets NFTs in action. Tamadoge Arcade is the vehicle that provides that. It hosts a collection of 2D platformers and hopefully shooter games that will give you an idea of how your Tamadoge will look as it moves into the metaverse. This arcade isn't a collection of menus you must go through to find the games you like. Devs have consciously decided to go artistic, giving the arcade the look of an island. Every game in this arcade tells the story of a Doge residing in different parts of the island and either moving through the island or trying to survive it. The arcade's aesthetics and underlying lore might appear useless at first, but considering the project has metaverse plans, having a great artistic backdrop to go with the gameplay is a good idea. All the 5 games that were planned have been launched on the arcade. Tama, Blast, and Tamadoge Run have also received much fanfare from the crypto community. Why are Tamadoge NFT games the best in the industry? By launching 3 games back-to-back, Tamadoge has proven that it is inclined to follow its roadmap to the latter, making this project leagues above the rest. The team is dedicated and in constant conversation with the community, and the games are great. But on deeper analysis of the NFT games, we found the following reasons why Tamadoge might be the best P2E gaming project to date. Focus on the gameplay. P2E games have been around for a long time, but they have yet to truly disrupt the marketplace. Many of these games have either been boring or consist of simple mechanics glossing over the main earning mechanics of the ecosystem. This approach has been lauded, mistakenly by cryptocurrency enthusiasts who continue to ignore the shortfalls of the P2E system. But Tamadoge is honest about it. Devs understood pretty early on that to entice the non-crypto crowd, it is important to have good gameplay. To the Moon sports good gameplay that's also challenging. It banks on the gamers' love for platforming games to push the P2E ecosystem in the right direction. Furthermore, even though the gameplay is simple, it is fun. And devs don't bombard players with the talk about the underlying earning mechanics or other parts of the ecosystem that non-crypto gamers might not be interested in, at least for now. That approach opens doors for non-crypto gamers to check out the ecosystem at their own pace, who might find it worthwhile to opt for the earning mechanic later on. 2 modes of gameplay. All 5 games in the Tamadoge arcade come with 2 modes, free to play and pay to play. To the Moon is no exception, having a multi-mode game mechanic, one of which allows people to try out the game for free. That helps draw more attention to the game. And if the gameplay is good, more players would be interested. And if these players are really good at the game, they might want to capitalize on their skills by opting for the pay-to-play mode. That stepwise approach pushes non-crypto gamers to change their mind about P2E gaming, which has been an extremely difficult task till now. Led by a game experience CEO, Tamadoge shifted gears at the end of 2022 before announcing that it would be dropping the first games through Tamadoge Arcade. That shift came in the form of bringing in a new CEO with experience handling Web3 gaming projects. John Bishop has had experience in being the head of Outright Games, a family-friendly video game publisher with many titles under its belt, including Paw Patrol, Justice League, Cosmic Chaos, and more. Other than gaming, John Bishop also has a wealth of experience working in companies such as eBay and PayPal, Having a combination of experience makes this current CEO someone who understands the financial and gameplay aspects of P2E games. It gives us hope for the future of Tamadoge since it is trying to be the first P2E project capable of turning non-crypto gamers towards the crypto space. Tamadoge Arcade is the prelude to Tamaverse. Many projects came out last year with lofty Metaverse plans. Their overbullishness excited the cryptocurrency market, which allowed the tokens associated with these projects to pump initially. But since many of these projects failed to deliver according to the roadmap they had set, their value dropped. Tamadoge is one of the first P2E projects that we have come across to have paid attention to its roadmap so precisely. Devs established early on in the roadmap that it would introduce Tamadoge Arcade, and it has happened. And since we have now seen our Tamadoge pets in action, the Metaverse will happen too. While Tamadoge is no longer not following a linear roadmap, it is keeping the community updated about what it's doing. That has had a positive impact on the Tama price chart. To the Moon has introduced a different level of DeFi. The talk about tokenomics and earning mechanics is often full of technical words strung together that most people don't understand. Tamadoge Arcade games have made it simpler. All games launched on the Tamadoge Arcade till now give one goal to players: navigate through the obstacles while collecting Doge points. The accumulated Doge points indicate how many Tama tokens players can win from the preset price pool. This simplistic approach to DeFi has removed the intimidation factor that stops non-crypto gamers from engaging with the ecosystem. And with a simple and fun gameplay mechanic to boot, these games have the potential to grow massively in the near future. That fact alone makes Tamadoge one of the best play-to-earn games in the ecosystem. Unlocking the potential of Memecoins. The best Memecoins have potential beyond their jockish origins. Tamadoge has taught us that they don't have to be vanity tokens whose value only lies on whether or not Elon Musk talks about it. While we can accept that his words have pumped Dogecoin massively in the past, that growth has been unsustainable since there is only so much a celeb's good word can do for a cryptocurrency. Tamadoge is one of the first Memecoins to push the boundaries and provide real value to people. It uses the marketability of a Memecoin and combines it with the P2E utility. Marketability helps bring in customers, and the P2E utility makes these customers stay. This retention factor will help Tamadoge NFT games establish a sustainable economy, making Tama tokens a good long-term investment. Positive impact on the market. The arrival of Tamadoge NFT games has positively impacted the Tama price. The Memecoin's value was pumped with the introduction of Super Doge, and the price accumulated after the drop of To the Moon and Rocket Doge. And while Tama Blast and Tamadoge Run didn't have that much of an impact, the token did receive a major upswing at the start of April 2023. Now that all the games have been added to the list, it could be bullish for the Tama price depending on the number of players the games attract, and the current numbers are looking good. In the past 30 days alone, Tamadoge's monthly user count has gone up to 35,000, which is more than Decentraland and the Sandbox combined. Decentraland has only managed to land 2,770 players, and only 6,240 players have been up for getting into the Sandbox. Traction for Tamadoge has increased. Soon after the launch of all the games, the Tama market has grown. It is now on multiple cryptocurrency exchanges, with the latest exchange being Bybit. Furthermore, this project has been growing continuously, which has also started a round of partnerships. Recently, Tamadoge has now gotten the support of BC Game, is a major Bitcoin casino that already supports a host of other cryptocurrencies. Also, SpongeBob, a Memecoin that recently hit 7 ticks on the price charts before retrace, has partnered with Tamadoge to bring Sponge airdrops to Tama holders. Overall, these new listings and partnerships will have a positive impact not just on Tamadoge's market, but also on the P2E space in general. More updates will come, and Tama will end up covering more ground soon. How to earn Tama by playing To the Moon. Choose the pay-to-play mode to earn Tama tokens while playing To the Moon. You can buy credits by swapping them for Tama tokens, and you can buy Tama tokens by going on OKX, Bank, Gate.io, or Bybit. And to enhance your earnings while playing the game, you can use the Tamadoge NFTs you can buy using the steps below. Visit the Tamadoge.io website, scroll down the homepage to find different sections to buy each class of Tamadoge NFTs: common, rare, or ultra rare. Clicking your selection will redirect you to the official OpenSea listings. From there, you can swap your ETH for Tamadoge NFTs. Be careful if using OpenSea to manually search for Tamadoge NFTs. Some copycats have emerged with the same name. Conclusion. The To the Moon crypto game was the third addition to the Tamadoge Arcade, and it has kept the Tamadoge spirit alive. The graphics are retro, the game is fun, and the bouncing Doge looks cute. Completing these features is a simple earning mechanic that sets the benchmark for P2E games, making Tamadoge one of the better crypto games in the market. That recently was accepted on the Apple App Store for iOS and Google Play Store for Android. These factors will also help Tamadoge NFT games capture a huge share of the crypto market, which would favor the Tama price. And as more partnerships are coming up, more traction may be coming to the market. Play to the Moon FAQs. What is the To the Moon crypto game? To the Moon is the third game to have launched on Tamadoge Arcade. It features a Doge on a hippity-hop bouncing off several platforms, accumulating points and moving towards the moon. Accumulated Doge points will be tallied. The one with the Hughes points will get the biggest share from the Tamadoge pool. Can I play To the Moon for free? Yes, like all the other games on the Tamadoge Arcade, To the Moon also comes with a free-to-play mode. You can use our link, select the mode and start playing without buying any credits.